Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself.
Focus on you. People come and go. Stress is a consequence of negative happenings or impact in life, but important is how to overcome it. The clarity that comes without desperation is the clarity that carries authority. Don't be afraid of the shadows. That only means there's a light nearby. We take greater pains to persuade others that we are happy than in endeavoring to think so ourselves. It is better to remain silent at the risk of being thought a fool than to talk and remove all doubt of it. Being angry, resentful, or saddened by rejection can suck the sweetness out of acceptance. Life is a magical journey, so travel endlessly to unfold its profound and heart-touching beauty.
Some people could look at a mud puddle and see an ocean with ships.
When you are living the best version of yourself, you inspire others to live the best versions of themselves. Whoever cannot seek the unforeseen sees nothing, for the known way is an impasse. You don't need to understand what the world is. Just let your life flow with it and become something. You can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. You have to go to them sometime.
Without education, you're not going anywhere in this world.
You will never follow your own inner voice until you clear up the doubts in your mind.
He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still.
One thing I've learned in life is that the more quiet you are, the less attention you will get from invaluable people. The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together.
Weak leadership can wreck the soundest strategy.
Waiting is painful, forgetting is painful, but not knowing which to do is the worst kind of suffering.
The man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can't are both right. There are few reasons for telling the truth, but for lying, the number is infinite.
Once you realize you deserve a bright future, letting go of your dark past is the best choice you will ever make. No, that is the great fallacy, the wisdom of old men. They do not grow wise, they grow careful.
You cannot open a book without learning something.
Please go for your dreams. Whatever your ideals, you can become whatever you want to become. What one thinks is right is not always the same as what others think is right. No one can be always right. Don't reject something just because it seems strange. It's comfort that will kill you in the end.
As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters.
Despite my ghoulish reputation, I really have the heart of a small boy. I keep it in a jar on my desk.
Watching my back is the perfect opportunity to stick a knife in it.
I want to show the world how darkness can sometimes be so beautiful. You will have 500 million little bells, and I shall have 500 million springs of fresh water. In life, you always see the darkest days before the sunshine.
Some people look for a beautiful place. Others make a place beautiful.
In my opinion, our healthcare system has failed when a doctor fails to treat an illness that is treatable.
You become mature when you become the authority of your own life.
In the end, all men die. How you lived will be far more important to the Almighty than what you accomplished.
The road to success is dotted with many tempting parking spaces. Just because it's fiction doesn't mean it's any less true.
Don't have hope that your situation will be better. Have hope that your future will be brighter. Well, I must endure the presence of a few caterpillars if I wish to become acquainted with the butterfly. There's no solution to life. There's going to be problems no matter what. People make mistakes in life through believing too much, but they have a damn dull time if they believe too little. Sometimes being happy takes effort. Invest time and energy in yourself and your happiness. There's no moment more precious than the exact moment you are living now. I've always liked the moonless night best. It's easier to say things in the dark. It's easier to be yourself.
Music in the soul can be heard by the universe.
Now and then it's good to pause in our pursuit of happiness and just be happy. Amidst a crowd of friends, a search for truth begins. Find the few who stand by through thick and thin. Never give up on anybody. Miracles happen every day.
The question is not what you look at, but what you see. By nature, men are nearly alike. By practice, they get to be wide apart.
We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now.
Staying in the past won't help you move on to your future. Here, in this quiet place we own, worlds are born. Run the voodoo down.
Only he who attempts the absurd is capable of achieving the impossible.
Success usually comes to those who are too busy looking for it.
There is strange comfort in knowing that no matter what happens today, the sun will rise again tomorrow. The past is apparition, the future a shifting illusion. Time is a trick, this moment is all there is. Earn nicely, spend wisely, and you will live happily. Be kind to one another, even when it's not requested.
Man is no longer an artist. He has become a work of art.
If you know how to remain peaceful from within, then there is nothing in this world that can create trouble in you. The more I live, the more I learn. The more I learn, the more I realize, the less I know. In a room where people unanimously maintain a conspiracy of silence, one word of truth sounds like a pistol shot. Be a surfer, watch the ocean, figure out where the big waves are breaking, and adjust accordingly. Even a blind man knows when the sun is shining. Fallon affected my body in weird ways, but only because she's different, I told myself. Who belonged to no one, who belonged to everyone, who had nothing, who wanted everything.
He who doesn't understand history is doomed to repeat it.
Making mistakes is better than faking perfections. It is better to be respected than it is to be popular. Popularity ends on yearbook day, but respect lasts forever. At some point, you just gotta forgive the past. Your happiness hinges on it.
Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley.
If I had to live my life again, I'd make the same mistakes, only sooner. Cut not the wings of your dreams, for they are the heartbeat and the freedom of your soul. Where joy grows deep, sorrow must deepen. The greater one's pleasures, the greater the pain. Nothing is ever complete. You just have to get it close enough that it makes you happy. I saw the world from the stars' point of view, and it looked unbearably lonely.
Fear defeats more people than any other one thing in the world.
Defeat is not the worst of failures. Not to have tried is the true failure. A religion which cannot benefit a person before death cannot benefit him after death either. Success does not consist in never making mistakes, but in never making the same one a second time.
War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength.
Friendship with oneself is all important. because without it, one cannot be friends with anyone else in the world. Imagination is cheap as long as you don't have to worry about the details. War is not just the shower of bullets and bombs from both sides. It is also the shower of blood and bones on both sides. You have two choices: to conquer your fear or to let your fear conquer you. The search for truth takes you where the evidence leads you, even if at first you don't want to go there. My eyes were glued on life and they were full of tears. Everything will turn out right. The world is built on that.
Prioritize your physical and mental health. They are your most valuable assets.
My mission in life is not merely to survive, to thrive.
There's no clarity. There was never meant to be clarity.
Try not to become a man of success, but rather become a man of value. Excessive praise arises from the same bigotry matrix as excessive criticism. As if you could kill time without injuring eternity. Playing it safe is the most dangerous thing you can do in life. When all is said and done, all anyone has left is their integrity at their core. Don't give that away too. He that can have patience can have what he will. Prayer is the mortar that holds our house together. Any war that requires the suspension of reason as a necessity for support is a bad war. A bird is safe in its nest, but that is not what its wings are made for. If you don't control your mind, someone else will. Truth is something believed in heart. Fact is, anything happened in realities.
I don't think you should wait. I think you should speak now.
Youth cannot know how age thinks and feels, but old men are guilty if they forget what it was to be young. You've never lived what you are thinking, and that isn't good. Only the ideas we actually live are of any value. Life is too short to waste your time on people who don't respect, appreciate, and value you.
An unexciting truth may be eclipsed by a thrilling falsehood.
You can't always win in life, but you can always have a mind that every loss is not a defeat. Because sometimes things happen to people, and they're not equipped to deal with them.
The older I grow, the more I distrust the familiar doctrine that age brings wisdom.
Just remember, the difference between being good versus being great is just a few points, inches, or seconds. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. The past is a place of learning, not a place of living. Start by doing what is necessary, then what is possible, and suddenly you're doing the impossible.
Create your own miracles. Do what you think you cannot do. All paths are present, always, and we can but choose among them.
It is amazing how complete is the delusion that beauty is goodness. Anyone who isn't embarrassed of who they were last year probably isn't learning enough.
How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours.
My heart is too thoroughly dried to be broken in a hurry, and I mean to live as long as I can. What good is the warmth of summer without the cold of winter to give it sweetness?
In a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. Try not to become a man of success. Rather become a man of value. Keep a little fire burning, however small, however hidden.
The healing man left me a wee bit broken so I could understand. Miracles do not, in fact, break the laws of nature. Never let hard lessons harden your heart. The hard lessons of life are meant to make you better, not bitter.
The elegance under pressure is the result of fearlessness.
Life is not like water. Things in life don't necessarily flow over the shortest possible route. Sharing tales of those we've lost is how we keep from really losing them. Your tomorrow depends entirely on what you do today.
Don't be afraid to say I don't know and seek knowledge from others.
Do yourself a favor, get rich. Life gets easier with money, not time.
Be brave to stand for what you believe in, even if you stand alone. One need not destroy one's enemy. One need only destroy his willingness to engage.
Myth is much more important and true than history. History is just journalism, and you know how reliable that is. You are not just for the right or left, but for what is right over the wrong.
You get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. If you are far from the enemy, make him believe you are near. Time always exposes what you truly mean to someone.
As we go through life, we gradually discover who we are. The more we discover, the more we lose ourselves.
Shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars. Once friends as batchmates, but now different batches divide us. It's hard not to feel happy when you make someone smile. That knowledge, which stops at what it does not know, is the highest knowledge. Si no usaba esta vida, entonces la estaba desperdiciando.
No one human being knows the full truth about another human being, not even one's nearest and dearest. Not everyone is fight-able. Be careful of who you fight. One must reach out and try to grasp this astonishing finesse, that the value of life cannot be estimated. Truth is ever to be found in the simplicity, and not in the multiplicity and confusion of things.
Maybe some things aren't meant to be known. Maybe they're just meant to be accepted. Study the past if you want to define the future.
The words he said, too, must be human enough to bleed. Everything that happens before death is what counts. Brilliance is impossible without a touch of insanity. There must always be a remedy for wrong and injustice if we only know how to find it. The fact that you aren't where you want to be should be enough motivation. Don't ruin a good today by thinking about a bad yesterday. Let it go. Behold the power of the truth. When people see its shadow on the wall, they don't want to take the time to look away. By helping others, we expand our joy and fly like we were born to do so.
A traitor's just a patriot on the wrong side of winning. To be wealthy and honored in an unjust society is a disgrace.
Divide your success in small pieces. Easy to manage failure, easy to achieve success. Life without any wonder left in it is flat and stale.
You know you made it when your friends tell their friends that you are their friend. Wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are.
Sometimes problems don't require a solution to solve them. Instead, they require maturity to outgrow them. Seeing a miracle will inspire you, but knowing you are a miracle will change you.
Therefore, the good fighter will be terrible in his onset and prompt in his decision.
I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. Illegal aliens have always been a problem in the United States. Ask any Indian. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives, and not in what he is able to receive.
No other success can compensate for failure in the home. Things joined by profit, when pressed by misfortune and danger, will cast each other aside.
Make life easier by living in the present and believing in the future. Feel free to argue with the man with a gun. Only make sure there are no bullets in it. And though you think the world is at your feet, it can rise up and tread on you. When you are present in gratitude, you can't be anywhere else. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation.
So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak.
Good authors worry about genres, great authors don't. If fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must fight. If someone tells you you can't, they're showing you their limits, not yours. If you want to be happy, do not dwell in the past. Do not worry about the future. Focus on living fully in the present.
You must take life the way it comes at you and make the best of it.
Every time I plant a seed, he say, kill it before it grow. He say, kill it before they grow. The only thing that can make you feel unexplainable feelings is by loving unconditionally. People resist a census, but give them a profile page and they'll spend all day telling you who they are. It is not that I'm so smart, but I stay with the questions much longer.
Remember that the happiest people are not those getting more, but those giving more.
All the world is queer save thee and me, and even thou art a little queer. Accept yourself, flaws, quirks, talents, secret thoughts, all of it, and experience true liberation.
Sometimes things become possible if we want them bad enough. We have to speak the truth always, at any cost, and no matter what.
Light must come from inside. You cannot ask the darkness to leave you. You must turn on the light. Life is like a novel. It's filled with suspense. You have no idea what is going to happen until you turn the page.
If I have seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants.
The art of being wise is knowing what to overlook. Even if there's a small lie in the truth you're telling, it will make the truth questionable.
Not all things that fall down break. Some develop wings.
A man is a success if he gets up in the morning and gets to bed at night, and in between, he does what he wants to do. Fear is a probability by its own cause of actions. If we live by it, we lose all the possibilities of endurance.
When your opponent gives you an opening, be swift as a hare. Be patient when becoming someone you haven't been before.
Be obsessed with becoming the best version of yourself. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. The dream was always running ahead of me. To catch up, to live for a moment in unison, was the miracle. Art and life are subjective. Not everybody's going to dig what I dig, but I reserve the right to dig it. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. The most believable lies are the ones that are at least a little bit true. If you care about what you do and work hard at it, there isn't anything you can't do if you want to. We are alone, live our lives lacking anything better to do, devise reason later. I am nothing more than the consequence of catastrophe.
I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I. Feel your emotions, live true your passions, keep still your mind. Always blow your own trumpet. Blowing someone else's is unhygienic.
You owe no one explanation of what you do, especially those who ask not to help but to judge you. If a thing is worth doing, it is worth doing badly. To leave, after all, was not the same as being left.
Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue your goals.
Consuming all your income leads to financial insecurity, but earning to invest paves the way to financial freedom. It matters not how fast light may travel, darkness shall always be there, awaiting its arrival. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. You do the same as me or my generation, you will get the same results. BEBOLD. Go against the grain.
The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge.
A fish afraid of drowning in a river is ignorant of its gifts.
Dream as if you will live forever. Live as if you will die today.
Stop telling people everything. You pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too. That's a part of it. Take responsibility of your own happiness. Never put it in other people's hands. We are the sum of all people we have ever met. You change the tribe, and the tribe changes you.
Recognizing power in another does not diminish your own.
One way of looking at speech is to say that it is a constant stratagem to cover nakedness. Grateful people are happy people. The more things you are grateful for, the happier you will be. Aim for the moon. If you miss, you may hit a star. I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. Life is nothing without a little chaos to make it interesting.
When they say the sky's the limit to me, that's really true. Sometimes life is too hard to be alone, and sometimes life is too good to be alone.
Focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot.
Dream your own dreams. Achieve your own goals. Your journey is your own and unique.
Not only are we all unique, we're also all connected. Therefore, it makes no sense that you could ever be rejected. When there are many worlds, you can choose the one you walk into each day. The thorns we endure in life are but shadowed by the precious petals of a rosy outlook. Strange, I thought, how you can be living your dreams and your nightmares at the very same time.
Our fingerprints don't fade from the lives we've touched.
There was another life that I might have had, but I am having this one.
Sand lines my soul, which is filled with the breath of the ocean.
It's a slow process, but quitting won't speed it up. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control.
Growth is in a series of mistakes. That's the only way you learn.
It is rare for people to be asked the question which puts them squarely in front of themselves. The first step to getting anywhere is deciding you're not willing to stay where you are. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards.
It is better to live one day as a lion than 100 years as a sheep.
Satan profits from the prayerlessness of the saints.
Everything has to be all right. Maybe not today, but eventually.
When at last I ceased to be myself, I came to be. Your past battles are part of your story. It is a powerful testimony that will inspire others. It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. I don't fit into any stereotypes, and I like myself that way. You're not obligated to win. You're obligated to keep trying to the best you can do every day. You think intelligence and grit can succeed by themselves, but I'm telling you that's a pretty illusion. Never to suffer would never to have been blessed. Supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. When seeing the simple truth means recognizing that we're in sin, we would rather see things as being complicated. I prefer for my world to have the highest certification of being a faithful representation of the exterior world.
To subdue an enemy without fighting is the greatest of skills.
Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing.
When you're the most happening person at the party, it's time to leave.
It is not hard to walk without looking. It is hard to walk without seeing.
If a general shows confidence in his men, but always insists on his orders being obeyed, the gain will be mutual.
The happiness of the drop is to die in the river. The only man who never makes mistakes is the man who never does anything.
Better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie.